Okay, so let's dive into this. Picture this. You're driving, just cruising along. Maybe the sun's out. Things are calm.
Uh-huh. Pretty standard scenario.
Yeah, you're feeling okay, maybe heading home or something. And then completely out of nowhere, bam, this black car just shoots out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from like a side street or a parking lot. Tires screech. You slam the brakes and you stop inches away, like
Yeah.
literally inches from a really bad crash.
Heart pounding, I bet.
Oh, yeah, totally. Knuckles white on the wheel. And then get this. The other driver, the one who was clearly, obviously at fault, they jump out and start screaming at you.
No way. At you.
Yes, hands waving, face all red, cursing. So what's your first thought? Your blood's boiling, right? You're ready to yell back, defend yourself.
Unleash all that pent-up road rage.
Exactly. On this person who just nearly took you out and ruined your whole vibe. So today on the deep dive, we're looking at something really interesting. A surprisingly simple, but actually really powerful way to handle exactly that kind of stuff. You know, everyday negativity, confrontations. Our mission really is to figure out how we can consciously, like, protect our own peace, guard our emotional well-being against all the garbage other people might try to dump on us.
That's a great way to put it, garbage.
Yeah, whether it's on the roads like that or, at work, maybe even at home sometimes. And this whole deep dive, it's based on some really fascinating bits from a piece called The Garbage People Rule, Don't Take It Personally.
Ah, okay. I think I've heard of that one.
It's one of those ideas, you hear it and it just clicks. It makes so much sense. Now, the author of this piece, they talk about an experience almost identical to what I just described. It was the thing that really sparked this whole realization for them.
So a real-life trigger.
Exactly. They were in the car, a friend was driving, nice and calm, peaceful, and then same thing, black car shoots out of a parking lot.
Whoa! Deja vu.
Right. That horrible screech of tires, maybe a little skid, stopped inches away again. You could just imagine the author's heart, thumping, adrenaline kicking in, ready for whatever comes next.
Ready for the fight or flight?
Totally. And sure enough, the driver of that other car, the one totally at fault, jumps out and immediately starts yelling. Aggressively.
It's unbelievable.
Hands flailing, red face cursing at them, just like we imagined. And the author felt exactly what you'd expect. Blood boiling, ready to give it right back, that righteous anger.
That almost primal urge to defend yourself, yeah.
It really is it?
Yeah.
But then something happened that was just completely unexpected.
Oh.
Their friend, the one driving their car, he just smiled, gave a little wave, and then just calmly drove away.
Wow. Okay, that's not the standard reaction.
Yeah, not at all. Can you imagine the author sitting there?
Yeah.
Just stunned. Their first reaction, which I totally get, was basically, what on earth did you just do? Why did you smile and wave?
Right. That guy almost hit us.
He could have wrecked your car. Or worse. And then he has the nerve to yell at you.
Oh.
He goes against every single instinct we have in that moment.
He really does. And, well, what's really interesting is how the friend answered that totally understandable, incredulous question.
Yeah, what did he say?
He apparently kind of chuckled, softly, and then asked this question, the one that changed everything for the author. Have you ever heard of the garbage people rule?
The garbage people rule. Okay, tell me more.
So he started explaining it, and it sounds simple, but it's actually pretty deep. It ties into some basic psychological ideas about managing emotions and setting boundaries.
Okay.
He said basically, some people walk around full of garbage, like just loaded with it. Anger, jealousy, frustration, bitterness, insecurity, you name it.
All the negative stuff.
Exactly. And it just builds up inside them all day long. Every little frustration, every annoyance, it just adds another piece of garbage to the pile inside. Think about it, right? A bad meeting at work, some annoying email, maybe a fight with your partner, an unexpected bill shows up.
Yeah, life throws stuff at you.
Right. All these things, big and small, they fill up this internal garbage bin. And eventually, when that bin gets totally full, overflowing, they instinctively start looking for somewhere to dump it.
Okay. Makes sense.
And often, it's not like they're specifically targeting you. You just happen to be the nearest receptacle at that exact moment they need to unload.
You're just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Precisely. And that's what the friend told the author. He said, you were just a target today. If it hadn't been us, it would have been someone else.
Huh. That's a different way of looking at it. He wasn't excusing the guy's behavior.
Not at all.
But he was reframing it, taking the personal sting out of it.
Exactly. And the friend's approach was just so simple, but really effective. But I don't let garbage people dump on me. I just smile, wave, and keep going.
It's like putting up an invisible shield or something.
Sort of, yeah. It prevents their negativity from sticking to you.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How often we do let that stuff stick. We let it get under our skin.
Which brings us right to the friend's next really crucial point.
Mm.
It's not just about them throwing the garbage.
It's about whether you catch it.
Exactly. He said, you see, the problem isn't just that someone throws their garbage at you. The real danger is when you accept it, when you let it get inside you.
Okay. So how often do we do that? Just sort of absorb it without even realizing?
Probably more often than we think. Because once you accept that garbage, as he put it, you take on their anger, their frustration, you start carrying it around yourself.
And then what happens?
Well, then later, maybe hours later, you end up exploding at someone who had absolutely nothing to do with the original incident.
Oh, man, yeah. Your family when you get home.
Or your coworkers the next day, or yeah, some random person in line somewhere. You essentially pass their garbage along.
Like it's contagious.
It really is. You perpetuate this cycle of negativity that started with someone else's bad day, someone else's overflowing bin. They might be long gone, but their garbage is still affecting people through you.
Wow. And listening to that, the author had this realization. And I got to say, listening now, I totally get it.
Me too.
I can think of so many times I've let someone else's bad mood completely derail my whole day. You know, you replay some rude comment over and over.
Stewing on it.
Yeah. Or an insult from someone, you just keep hearing it in your head.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you snap at someone you love because you're carrying this junk that wasn't even yours to begin with.
You become a carrier for their negativity.
Exactly. You walk around with this invisible cloud over your head, and it's not even your cloud. It really makes you wonder, what if I had just let it go back then?
What if you just smiled and waved,
No.
metaphorically speaking?
Yeah, what if I just done that?
Yeah.
That simple act could have stopped the whole chain reaction right there with me.
And this connects to another really powerful thing the friend said, something that clearly stuck with the author.
What was that?
He said, happy, successful, kind people, they don't let garbage people control their emotions. They don't react. They don't absorb that negative energy. They just keep moving. It really highlights how much control we actually do have over our own emotional state.
So it's not about being passive.
Not at all. It's about discernment. Recognizing what's yours to deal with and what's someone else's projection. It's actually a very practical self-protective strategy for staying mentally healthy.
Keeping your own peace.
Absolutely. Think about how much mental energy we waste dwelling on those negative interactions, replaying them, letting them bother us for hours, sometimes days.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
That energy could be going somewhere else entirely, something positive, productive, something that actually brings you joy or helps you move forward. It's a choice about where you invest your emotional resources.
It's not just avoiding a fight, it's investing in your own sanity.
Well said. And yeah, the friend basically concluded, life's too short to carry someone else's trash.
It really is. And the author shared that since that whole incident, they've really tried to live by this quiet rule.
A quiet role. I hate that.
Yeah, it's not loud or confrontational. It's more like an internal adjustment, a shift in how you respond. So if someone's rude in a shop, maybe you just smile politely.
Instead of getting sucked in.
Right. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Instead of laying on the horn and getting worked up, maybe you just take a breath. Someone throws some nasty criticism your way that feels more about them than you.
You don't take it personally.
Exactly. You realize, hang on, this isn't actually about me. This is about them. It's their garbage, their bad day, their storm cloud passing by.
And there's something really freeing about that realization, isn't there?
Oh, totally liberating. You understand you don't have to pick it up. You don't have to carry it. It's their load, not yours.
And stepping back, you can see how this applies way beyond just road rage or rude strangers. Think about work, for instance.
Good.
That colleague who makes the passive-aggressive comment, instead of letting it ruin your whole morning, you can recognize it. Ah, okay, that's their garbage. And choose not to let it in.
Or maybe in family situations.
Yeah, definitely. When maybe a loved one is stressed and starts projecting it onto you, instead of jumping straight into an argument, you could take a breath, try to separate their feeling from your feeling.
It doesn't mean you ignore problems.
Right.
Or don't set boundaries.
No, not at all. It's about telling the difference between genuine feedback or a real issue and someone just, well, dumping their emotional overflow. The key question is this really about me or is it mostly about them right now? And that brings up a tricky point sometimes. What if the person dumping the garbage is someone you really care about?
Yeah, that's harder.
It is. But the rule isn't about becoming cold or uncaring. It's more about recognizing that even people we love have bad days, have overflowing bins. The kindness, then, isn't necessarily absorbing their negativity.
What is it then?
It might be understanding where it's coming from, maybe offering support, but without letting their negativity poison your own well-being or the relationship itself. Maintaining compassion without sacrificing your own peace.
That's a really important distinction. It's not indifference, it's intentional self-preservation, maybe,
Yeah.
which actually lets you respond better.
Exactly. More thoughtfully, maybe with more empathy, instead of just reacting defensively or angrily.
And the long-term payoff seems huge. Just thinking about your own mental health. Less stress, less anger simmering away, feeling more resilient emotionally.
You create more inner calm because you're not constantly getting yanked around by other people's moods.
Which means you can actually be more present and positive for the people who do matter,
Yeah.
right? Because you're not passing on that secondhand garbage.
Precisely. It breaks that contagious cycle we talked about, and it all comes back to that core choice the rule presents. You see the garbage coming.
And you choose, do I pick it up and carry it, or do I just keep walking?
It's a really powerful moment of reclaiming your own agency. The next time someone tries to dump on you, the rule says basically, nope, not catching that today.
Don't let it change who you are. Don't let it sour your mood or seep into your thinking.
Why would you let someone... The power lies in deciding not to, in consciously choosing to let it fly right past you. It's an active choice, not just passively accepting whatever negativity comes along.
It's about navigating the world with your own compass set to calm.
Well put.
And that really leads us to the ultimate takeaway from this whole piece, a thought to really let sink in. The author sums it up with these incredibly powerful lines. Because strong people don't throw garbage, and smart people don't pick it up,
Simple, but profound.
isn't it? It's a simple truth, but acting on it can fundamentally shift how you interact with the world and how you protect your own energy. So just to recap the core idea here, the garbage people rule is fundamentally about understanding where other people's negativity often comes from, realizing it's usually about them, not you, and then making a conscious choice not to internalize it.
Yeah, it's about actively protecting your own peace, your emotional space, from stuff that just isn't yours to carry. Which does raise a fascinating question, doesn't it? If you really consistently applied this, how might living by this quiet rule not just protect your own individual peace,
Yeah.
but maybe subtly start to shift the energy in your closest relationships, or even ripple out into your wider community? Could it create like a small wave of calm and kindness?
That's a really interesting thought to leave people with.
Yeah.
We definitely encourage you listening to maybe reflect on your own experiences with this stuff, times you've been on the receiving end, or maybe even times, perhaps without realizing, you were the one passing on the garbage. And maybe consider how you might try applying this quiet, powerful rule in your own daily life. Just, smile, wave, and keep going. Protect your space and let that inner peace have a chance to really stick around.